Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Creative Hub. Today we are going to learn the parts of speech, pronoun. Now let's know about pronoun. Pronoun is a word that replaces a noun in a sentence. Let's talk about its type. The first one is personal pronouns. Personal pronouns are the words which are used in place of noun and that represent a person, place or thing. For example, I, we, you, he, she, it, they. Demonstrative pronoun. Demonstrative pronoun is a pronoun that is used to point out something specific within a sentence. They also indicate the distance of a thing, whether it's far or near. For example, this, that, those, these, etc. Interrogative pronouns are used to ask a question. For example, how, who, which, what, where, etc. Indefinite pronouns are used to express the quantity which is not known certainly, means which is indefinite. For example, few, some, everyone, all, etc. A distributive pronoun considers members of a group separately rather than collectively. For example, each, either, neither, etc. These pronouns are always singular. Possessive pronouns are used to express possession or belongings. For example, my, your, his, hers, etc. Reciprocal pronoun is a pronoun which is used to indicate that two or more people are carrying out or having carried out an action of some type, with both receiving the benefits or consequences of that action simultaneously. Anytime something is done or given in written, reciprocal pronouns are used. For example, each other, one other, etc. Relative pronoun. A relative pronoun is used to connect a clause or phrase to a noun or pronoun. The clause modifies or describes the noun. Relative pronouns are placed directly after the noun or pronoun they modify. Examples of relative pronoun are whom, whomever, that, what, etc. Let's see one example in a sentence. This is the book that everyone is talking about. Here, that is the relative pronoun. Here, book is the noun which is being connected to a clause. And what's the clause? Everyone is talking about. Reflexive pronouns are words ending in self or selves that are used when the subject and the object of a sentence are same. For example, I believe in myself. More examples of reflexive pronouns are himself, itself, ourself, etc. Intensive pronouns are also called emphatic pronouns. An noun is a form that adds emphasis to a statement. For example, I did it myself. More examples of intensive pronouns are myself, himself, ourself, etc. It seems similar to reflexive pronoun, but the difference is reflexive pronouns are used when the subject and the object of a sentence are same. But intensive pronouns are used to add emphasis to a statement. Let's learn the pronoun in more detail. Here we will learn pronoun cases. Case refers to the form a word takes and its function in a sentence. There are three cases of pronouns: subjective or nominative case, objective case, and possessive case. What is meant by subjective case? If a person acts like a subject, then it is called nominative case. For example, I, you, we, he, she, it, they, etc. Objective case means if a pronoun acts like an object, then it is called objective case. For example, me, us, you, him, her, them, etc. Let's take an example. I teach her. Here I is a pronoun which is the subject of the sentence. So I is nominative case. While her is also a pronoun but it acts as an object. So her is objective case. Possessive case, they show possession of something else. For example, this is her pen. So the word her is in possessive case. Here is a table showing the pronouns in different cases. You can be asked to tell the objective case of I, so you will tell me. The same way, the possessive case of I is mine or my. So have a short look on this table. Now let's learn the rules of using the pronouns. Number 1. Objective case is used after let, like, but, except and preposition. For example, let me open the window. Here, me is an objective case. The same way, one more example, there is no problem between you and me. Between is preposition. So you and me are in objective case. Rule 2. In case of comparison between two things, we have to note that if comparison is between two nominative cases, then the nominative case is used after then. But if comparison is between two objective case, then objective case is used after then. For example, she loves you more than me. She is subject, you is object. Another object is me. So here comparison is between you and me. And me is an objective case, that's why it comes after then. Rule 3. 2, 3, 1 order. What is this? When more than two singular pronouns are used in a sentence, then they should be in 2, 3, 1 order. It means second person, third person and first person order. For example, you, he and I should walk together. But in case of plural pronouns and while accepting guilt or any unpleasant work, order is first person, second person, third person. For example, I, you and he have done this mischief. Next rule is rules for reciprocal pronouns. Reciprocal pronouns are used to express a mutual action or relationship. There are two reciprocal pronouns, each other and one another. Rules related to them are: each other is used for two people, one another is used for more than two people. Next rule is rules of reflexive pronoun. Reflexive pronoun is used when there is no object after the following verbs: enjoy, adopt, acquit, revenge, apply, pride, avail, reconcile, absent, resign, exert, amuse, etc. So the point to be noted is no object, when there is no object. For example, you should avail dash of this opportunity. So here is no object. So what we will do, we will write here yourself. You should avail dash of this opportunity. So you should avail yourself of this opportunity. While in another sentence, like they enjoyed the movie. So what they enjoyed? They enjoyed the movie. So the object is movie here. So here we will not use reflexive pronoun. Let's see some more examples. Enjoyed during summer vacation. What he enjoyed? If you ask what he enjoyed, so the answer is not given here. So there is no object. But so what we will have to do, we will have to add one reflexive pronoun here. He enjoyed himself during summer vacation. Let's see some rules related to relative pronoun. Number 1, who is used only for human being, which is used for things without life, animals and babies. That is used for persons, things and animals. That is used after superlative degree, mall, nothing, only, anything, everything, nobody, the same, etc. For example, all which glitter is not gold. This is wrong sentence. The correct one is all that glitter is not gold. Why so? Because that is used for persons, things and animals. So gold is a thing, so with that will be used, which will not be used. The same way, in the sentence, he is the boy which won the match is wrong. The correct one is he is the boy who won the match. Next rule, we should not use and but before a relative pronoun. For example, Rita is a girl and who has deceived me. This is a wrong sentence. Correct one is Rita is a girl who has deceived me. Now rules for indefinite pronoun. One should do one's duty oneself. This is correct, while if we say one should do his duty himself is a wrong sentence. In many competitive examinations, such questions are very commonly asked. Now let's learn some rules for possessive pronouns, or when we have to show the possession of a noun. When a noun denotes possession or ownership and the possession is owned by a living thing, then we use noun apostrophe s plus possession. While in case of non-living things, we use possession plus of plus noun. For example, this is Ram's pen. So Ram is a noun and we have used apostrophe s and then pen. This is Ram's pen because Ram is a living thing. But if we have to show the possession of any non-living thing, for example, watch, hand. So we will not say watch's hand, we will say the hand of watch. The same way, we will not say table's leg. This is wrong. The correct one is leg of the table. Here, for showing the possession, we have used the nouns, not the pronouns. Now come to the another rule, that is, with plural pronouns, we use s and then apostrophe. For example, girls' school. So here GIRLS and then apostrophe will be used. But sometimes non-living things or objects are used in possessive case when they are personified. For example, nature's law, a duty's call. So here we are imagining the nature and the duty as a person. Not only this, possessive case is also used with nouns denoting time, space or weight. For example, a week's holiday, 3 days leave. For space, we can say a stone's throw, a meter's length. For weight, a pound's weight, a kilo's weight. For value, 5 pounds worth, a kilo worth, like this. Next important thing is, if two or more nouns jointly possess something, then possessive sign apostrophe s is put on the later only. For example, Mohan and Sohan's school is very far. It means Mohan's school is also very far, Sohan's school is also very far, and both study in the same school, means their possession is the same. So what we have done, the apostrophe s is used with the later one. Mohan and Sohan's school is very far. The school is common for both. But if two or more nouns show separate possession, then the possessive sign apostrophe s is put to each noun. For example, Mohan's and Sohan's houses are under construction. So it means Mohan's house is different, Sohan's house is different. They both live in different houses. So Mohan's and Sohan's houses are under construction. Possessive sign is used with the last word of a compound noun. My sister-in-law's house is very beautiful. Here the compound noun is sister-in-law. And the last word of this compound noun is law. So we'll use the apostrophe S with law. When two nouns are in apposition, possession sign is put to the later only. Tagore, the poet's famous book is Gitanjali. Apposition means when two different words are used to denote a single noun. So Tagore, about whom what we are saying, he is a poet. Tagore and the poet are the same person. Tagore, the poet's famous book is Gitanjali. So here the appositions are Tagore and the poet, which is used for a same person. Apostrophe is not used with two consecutive nouns, means double possessive case. For example, possession plus of plus first pronouns plus second noun. This way you have to write. So the example is, the watch of Riyaj's sister has been lost. Here what is the possession? The possession is the watch. Then we have used of. Then first noun and then apostrophe S. So first noun is Riya and we have used apostrophe S with Riya. Then another noun is sister, has been lost. यहाँ पे हमने दो पोजीशन दिखाए हैं. रिया की बहन की घड़ी, दो बार हम की का यूज कर रहे हैं. रिया की बहन की घड़ी, तो यहाँ पे हम दोनों के साथ एपिस्ट्रॉफी एस नहीं लगाएंगे. हम इसे कैसे यूज करेंगे? पहले हम पोजीशन लिखेंगे, फिर हम ऑफ लगाएंगे, फिर हम फर्स्ट पर्सन के साथ एपिस्ट्रॉफी एस लगाएंगे और उसके बाद हम सेकेंड नाउन का यूज करेंगे. Very important to note that possessive sign is not used with possessive pronouns. For example, mine, his, her, yours, ours, its, their. With these, we don't use the apostrophe S. For example, if you say, this book is yours, while using the apostrophe S, this is wrong. The correct one is, this book is your. If else is used after somebody, nobody, anybody, etc., then apostrophe is used with else. This book is not mine, it is somebody else. Till now we have learned the pronouns, the different types of pronouns, how to recognize a pronoun in a sentence, and the different rules related to the use of pronoun. But still we get confused when we see the same words in the different categories of pronouns. For example, in reflexive pronoun we use myself, herself, yourself, himself. The same way in emphatic pronouns also we use myself, herself, like that. Such kind of words. So it creates a confusion among ourselves that how to recognize which one is reflexive pronoun, which one is emphatic pronoun. So let's learn about them. When self is added to my, your, him, her, it, and selves to our, your, them, we get what are called compound personal pronouns. These are called when the action done by the subject turns back or reflects upon the subject. As I hurt myself. In this sentence, I is a subject, myself is a object, and this myself, when we talk about myself, then who got hurt? The subject itself. So it's reflecting back through the subject. So this myself is a reflexive pronoun, यानी कि जो काम करने वाला है और जिसके ऊपर काम हो रहा है वो दोनों ही सेम है. The same way you will hurt yourself. She hurt herself. A reflexive pronoun answers the question whom. But in case of emphatic pronoun, these pronouns are used to show emphasis on something. These are used for the sake of emphasis. For example, I will do it myself. मैं इसे खुद करूंगी. तो emphasis किस बात पे है कि इसे मैं खुद करूंगी. यहाँ पे काम करने वाला और जिस चीज के ऊपर काम हो रहा है वो सेम नहीं है. यहाँ पे हमने myself का यूज सिर्फ emphasis दिलाने के लिए यूज किया है, किसी बात पर जोर डालने के लिए यूज किया है. I myself saw him do it. We will see to it ourselves. You yourself can best decide. So I hope the difference is clear to you. Now let's see the difference between relative pronoun and interrogative pronoun. A relative pronoun is used to connect a clause or phrase to a noun or pronoun. You see them used every day with the most common relative pronouns being who, whom, which, whoever, whomever, whichever, and that. For example, this is the pen that I was searching. See, this is what I told you about. So here that and what are the relative pronouns because they are creating a relation between two sentences or clause. But an interrogative pronoun is a pronoun used in order to ask a question. Often it has no antecedent because the antecedent is unknown. That is why the question is being asked. In modern English, there are 5 interrogative pronouns: what, which, who, whom, and whose. For example, what I told you. Here, what is being used to ask a question. Now let's see the difference between your and yours. Your is an adjective that means relating to or belonging to you. For example, I like your new hat. Here one thing you can notice that the adjectives are always used before a noun. So I like your new hat. New hat is used as a noun here and your, tumhari. So this is an adjective. Is that your car? Again, car is a noun and your word is used before the noun. So it's an adjective. Is that your car? More examples. Thank you for your donation. He needs your permission to go to the party. While yours is a pronoun, that means that which belongs to you. Is that car yours? He said he was a friend of yours. Yours pronoun is also used at the end of an informal letter. For example, yours, David. But sometimes your is also used in the letters, like for example, your is your biggest fan, your dearest husband. But why it's so? Here your, then you can see biggest is written. So this is an adjective, not a pronoun. In the previous slide, I had used a word antecedent. So what is this? An antecedent is a noun or noun phrase that you mention at the beginning of a sentence or a story and later replace with a pronoun. In the examples below, the antecedent is highlighted and the pronoun that replaces it is bolded. My family drives me nuts, but I love them. The sign was too far away for Henry to read it. Sarah said she is almost finished with the application. In some cases, the antecedent doesn't need to be mentioned explicitly. As long as the context is totally clear, it is usually clear who the pronouns I, me, and you refer to based on who is speaking. It's also possible to use a pronoun before you mention the antecedent, but try to avoid doing it in long or complex sentences because it can make the sentence hard to follow. I love them, but my family drives me nuts. In this sentence, them word is used for my family. The same kind of sentence I have used above also, but there I have written my family first. My family drives me nuts, but I love them. So I hope the antecedents are clear to you. Now let's talk about the impersonal pronoun it. It is the only impersonal pronoun in English. Impersonal pronoun is that which does not refer to a person or thing or to any other part of the sentence. How it is different from the it which we have discussed till now? Till now we have used the word it to represent any noun. But here we are going to discuss something different. In the given examples, you will find that the it is not representing any particular noun in the sentences. For example, it can be used as a subject to an impersonal verb. It is raining. So here this word it is not used for showing any noun or in place of any noun. That's why it is called personal pronoun. The pronoun it is used as a provisional subject when the real subject is an infinitive. For example, it is not easy to defeat him. More natural than to defeat him is not easy. In this sentence also, it is not used in place of any noun. Let's see more uses. It is used to represent a noun in the neuter gender. I am taking the meat back to the shop because it is not good. It can be used to represent a young baby of either sex. The baby is crying. It must be hungry. Why it is used here? Because we don't know that baby is a male or female. We have talked about it in journal. It can also be used for small and domestic animals. I love my dog. It is almost human. It is used as an emphasizer before a noun or a pronoun. It was Shusi who painted this picture. It was John who broke the window. Here it has been used to emphasize on this thing that who has done the work. It can be used to refer to a preceding statement. Jack was maltreated by his uncle and he couldn't forget it all his life. So here it is used for the previous statement. Next, in speaking of the weather or the time, as it is winter. When a pronoun stands for a collective noun, it must be in singular number and neuter gender if the collective noun is viewed as a whole. As after a few minutes, the jury gave its verdict. If the collective noun conveys the idea of separate individuals comprising the whole, the pronoun standing for it must be of the plural number, as the jury was divided in their opinions. The committee decided the matter without leaving their seats. So here you can see the difference. In the previous sentence, we have used it for the jury, which is we are considering as a whole. After a few minutes, the jury gave its verdict. So here we are considering the jury as a whole. But in the another one example, the jury were divided in their opinions. So here we are considering that everybody have their own opinions and we are not taking them as a whole. So I hope the impersonal pronoun it is very clear to you. So that's all about the pronoun. I hope you have learned lots of things and you enjoyed it. For more such informative videos, keep watching the channel. Thank you.